Hi everyone, so today I'm going to pretty much just talk about my skinny BBL that I had gotten back in last year 2021. I am now 7 months post-op, so if you would like to know what my thoughts are on it, my post-op care, and my somewhat results, then keep watching. So I pretty much had to make a list of everything that I needed to talk about because this is just so much, and I'm just the type of person that I could keep going and I'll forget what I'm saying, so we'll just get to it. So pretty much pre-op, how did I find my doctor? So I found my doctor through Instagram, and one reason why I fell in love with the doctor that I went to was because of the fact that I've heard a lot of horror stories about BBLs, you know, complications, people die during surgery, you know, I was thinking the worst. So I was like, you know what, like, I need to find someone that's good, that kind of has my body, that works on girls that are like my body type, and the way he does the procedures. So pretty much the way he does his procedures are, he's a person that does an awake lipo 360. So pretty much the whole time I was awake, and that was one reason why I really liked him. Number two, the fact that he mainly worked on girls that were like me, that don't have a lot of fat. A lot of us are very petite, skinny. So my BBL actually wasn't just a BBL, it was actually a skinny BBL. So I didn't expect much from it, but I did expect a lot. That I think I should have realized that what I got now should be something more realistic than what I was thinking. But anyways, that's how I found my doctor. His name is Steve Torres. He's in San Diego. That's where I got my surgery done. What did I have to do before my surgery? So pretty much when I had put my deposit in, I put my consultation and my deposit in January of 2021. They wanted $1,000 to put a deposit down for the surgery date. So when I sent that out, then they sent me like a whole email of everything, of like 4 pages of like a list of everything to do pre-op, not post-op, pre-op. And then pretty much like there was a couple things that I had in my head was like, I think it was like 3 days before the surgery or 2 days, they like didn't want me to drink, so I had to stay away from alcohol, which was kind of hard because before my surgery, fun fact, I went to Baja Beach Fest, and so my surgery was scheduled for that Tuesday. So I had all of Thursday, Friday, and Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of Baja Beach Fest. Went to Tijuana and Thursday, then had fun those 3 days, and then the next day took a day off on Monday, and then went to my surgery BBL on Tuesday. So I knew the whole time of my trip, I was like, okay, I gotta stop drinking by Saturday because I got surgery on Tuesday and I can't be drinking, and I'm not trying to have, you know, no complications. So yeah. So then I remember that, and then they like want you to stay away from like nicotine or smoking like 7 weeks before, and I don't smoke. So I was just like, okay, that was like an easy breeze, whatever. So things like that. They tell you like what you should eat just to like keep like, I guess, like your fat, like whatever going on, whatever. And then pretty much he sent me like a list of everything that I needed to kind of bring, like my faja, the list of everything that I needed to bring to surgery, you know, like I wish I would have had the list out, but like trash bags, what else, the certain type of pillows, you know, the peeing tube, you know, the medication, the band-aids. When you get a BBL, you need a lot of band-aids and a lot of Aquaphor, and stuff like that. So that was a whole pre-op thing. Person who took care of me, so another fun fact, not really a fun fact, but I actually didn't tell anyone in my family that I was going to get the surgery. So I had to like find someone else to kind of take care of me. I just didn't really feel, I don't want to say I didn't feel comfortable, but I just didn't want to deal with like that stuff. Like I told certain people in my family, but like I didn't tell my mom and my dad. So when I came back, like my dad was the first one to be like, what the hell did you do, da, da, da. And then I eventually told my mom, but I just didn't know how to tell my mom. So my mom was like pissed. My mom and my dad were both pissed off because I didn't tell them, but you know, it is what it is. So now that when I do plastic surgery, I'll be more open up about it because I already did something plastic surgery wise. But before I was just scared to tell them, just because my mom and dad were very strict growing up, so I'm kind of scared to tell them certain things. But anyways, I had my friend Jamie help me. She kind of took care of me and stuff like that, so I was really grateful for her, and she kind of went on her way and helped me for like a couple days, so I'm really thankful for that. So that's who took care of me. Now pretty much about the experience. So like I said, it was an awake lipo 360. He had me go to CVS the day before. I had to pick up medication at a CVS locally in San Diego, and I remember it was like some like energy vitamin little pills, and then it was like anxiety pills to take. He told me, he's like, take it an hour or 2 hours before the surgery, so when you wake up, just eat something and take the anxiety medicine. It's supposed to like keep me calm because, you know, I'm gonna get awake lipo, I'm gonna be awake getting cut up. So it was that, and then I think it was some medication afterwards for it, and then yeah. So pretty much the experience of being awake the whole time and clearly knowing what the hell is going on. Because, you know, you hear about girls that are like, oh yeah, I woke up a couple times during my BBL. I feel like that's different compared to actually being awake and knowing you're going to be awake and knowing you're not going to go to sleep. So pretty much, I remember I laid down flat on the table. I had the nurse's hand. She held my hand, and then they were having me sucking on this like this little like tube, and I'll put a little clip on what I was doing. So I remember sucking on that tube, but I remember that tube, it was like a gassy tube or something like that. But honestly, feel like that tube like got me like a little light. Like I honestly got like a high feeling out of it. So I feel like that tube honestly like helps out a lot too out of that like anxiety thing. So he was like, anytime you feel like pain or you feel uncomfortable, he's like, just suck on the tube, just suck on the tube and just hold Angela's hand. And I was like, okay, I'll hold her hand. So I remember doing that. So that was pretty fun. That wasn't fun, but I mean, I remember that experience. And then I remember just laying down on the table, and then he had like, I remember like a big old shot. And so he gave me a shot right here, and then down like in my down here area, and then 3 in the back. So he gave me those shots, and those shot I think was to like numb me around. So he did that, and then afterwards he was like, okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start taking out your fat. And I was like, okay. And then I remember at first he went in there, it wasn't as bad, but then once he started going around like my rib area, and I felt that he was around there, I was like, I wanted to cry. I remember I like lifted up my leg. He was like, keep your leg down, keep your leg down. And I was like, I know, I'm so sorry, but I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Like, I'm so uncomfortable. Like, I remember like I was like so uncomfortable, and I just tried my hardest, and I was sucking on that tube, and I was holding her hand, and I was like, I'm so sorry. And I felt bad because I remember they were like, do you, because they do a lot of like interactive with their social media. So their Instagram is actually on Instagram, put it right here. And they do like a lot of lives and stuff like that when they're doing the BBL. So they had asked me, they're like, oh, do you want to do like whatever, like, do you want us to do you mind if we like record your BBL? I was like, yeah, sure. But the way I was acting, they like did not record me at all. So yeah, that was probably the reason why I didn't do it. But I thought that was pretty funny. So I mean, it wasn't funny, but I thought that was like kind of like, oh shit, because I was acting a little crazy. I think especially too when I fucking like lifted up my leg, it was probably like, okay, yeah, this girl is like definitely like kind of getting a little crazy. So yeah, that's how it felt in surgery. And then I remember afterwards, whenever he actually injected the fat into the areas that I wanted it, I remember that was literally like less, or at least it felt less than like 5 minutes, because I remember he just turned me around and he went boom boom, and then okay, you're done. And I was like, we're done? Like, the most, I want to say what took the most time was the liposuction, was like actually like taking the fat out, but like actually like putting it in me was like nothing. Because then I remember he was like, okay, I'm done. And I was like, okay. And then he was like, all right, I'm gonna just put it in. I was like, okay. And I remember it was just like, I just literally felt like okay, we're done. And I was like, okay, I guess we're done. So that was that. And then I remember them like taking me out the thing, and then the nurse was like, you want to feel your hips, and I was like, okay. And I remember feeling it, and I remember just feeling like the size felt like jelly. Like, I don't know if you ever felt jelly. I mean, we don't really feel jelly, but like, you know when you like see things and you could just like witness like what that thing would feel like. So whenever I get peanut butter jelly sandwiches, I look at jelly and I'm like, yeah, I kind of would see what you would feel like. That's what my sides felt like. They felt like jelly. Like, it felt like. And so now I still feel my sides, and I'm like, do I still feel that? And it's like not as much as it was when I first got out of surgery. But yeah. So anyways, so that was how it felt there. Now post-op, how did I feel like the first 3-4 days? So I remember I got to my place, I had my faja and everything. At first I kind of felt energetic. I felt pretty good. I didn't feel like nauseous or anything like that, like when I actually was done with the surgery, because I was done with the surgery by like 12:30, because I got it at 8 a.m. and I was done by like 12:30. So by 12:30 I was done. And then after that, I decided to just kind of go. I kind of remember taking some first pictures. This was the first picture I took after my surgery. And then I remember posting it on my Instagram story, whatever. And then after that, I woke up the second day, and I remember this stupid phone died. Blah. Stupid phone died. Okay. So yeah, the second day is when I kind of felt everything. That's when I started feeling the nausea. That's when I started feeling the like soreness, because I remember when I got off the table, my doctor was like, okay, so tomorrow you're gonna feel like really sore. And I was like, okay. And I remember that day I just slept. I remember just taking like a bite to eat of something, and then taking the pill, because actually I did have like pills for like the first 6 days, it was like a painkiller or whatever. So that definitely did help. I remember he was like, take one in the morning and take one at night. So I took my medication as told and whatnot. I want to say like pain wise, like a scale 1 through 10. When I was actually in the fucking operating room, that was for sure like I want to say, I don't want to say it was that bad. It was more uncomfortableness. It wasn't really pain. It was just like uncomfortableness. That was like an 8. I would say an 8, or I'm gonna just say a 9. I'm not gonna say a 10, but I'm gonna say a 9. And then recovery pain was like a 6. Like at least me, like I didn't feel that much pain. And then also I heard too, like I heard that people that actually do awake lipo and get the BBL, like they actually feel less pain. That's true when you're asleep. So I was like, okay. So I feel like maybe that's the reason why I wasn't as in pain. So that was that. I just remember day 2 was just a lot of sleeping, I did feel a little lightheaded when I was awake, but it was just a lot of sleeping. And then day 3, I was like, okay. I was still at the hotel, and I think it was time for me. I think, you know what? No, I left by day 4 because they told me by day 4 I should be fine to drive back from San Diego. So I remember that was the first day I was like, okay, I gotta take a shower, because they told me not to really take a shower by like day 3. I remember when I first took my faja off, I had my friend help me, and I just remember feeling so like unloose, like this. Excuse me. I was feeling like my skin felt like unloose and everything, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I can't believe I did this. I love the way my body looked, don't get me wrong. When I took that faja off for the first time, I was like, I am in love with my body. I am in love with my body. But I was like, literally, I was like, damn, okay, we're done. Throat. So I remember by day 3, took the shower. They said that you can feel a little nauseous. I didn't feel any nauseousness or anything like that by day 3 when I took the shower. Fortunately, I gotta get a drink of water. Hold on. So yeah, back to the shower. The shower wasn't that bad the first time. It just felt very, like I said, it was more of an uncomfortableness for me. It wasn't really like a painful thing. I remember going to the bathroom the first couple times was a little challenging for me, but honestly, like the peeing tube, whatever, like that helped. I will say this is a little TMI, but I'm gonna tell you, I don't know what the hell it was, or if my stomach was just getting cleaned out or what, but I went number 2 so many times after surgery. I remember my number 2 was like, it was honestly like, it was not want to say it was bad, but it was like, it was shit. It was shit, and it was shit for like 6 days straight. So I don't know if my stomach was just like cleansing out, which I don't know why your stomach would cleanse out if you just had liposuction. But I don't know. But I just remember just like, I just remember shitty. And I was just like, okay, I don't know what the hell this is about, but okay, cool. We got a flat stomach now, so what's up? What did I eat? So pretty much he gave me like a list of everything that I should eat. Obviously it was like clean, like obviously like clean foods, like salads, chicken, lean chicken. I stood away from like beef and stuff like that. I want to say the first 2 weeks. After then I started getting into red meats, but in the beginning I was just like smoothies, a protein shake. So yeah, so I just kept like eating clean for like the first like 2 or 3 weeks and stuff like that, you know, staying away from, I don't know what's going on with my phone, but anyways. So yeah, I just pretty much kept clean. What did I do to keep active? So my doctor did tell me, he's like, obviously, like, don't go to the gym. They did recommend me that I could go back to the gym by like week 4, but week 4, doing that shit and the way I was feeling was something that I definitely did not want to do. So I did go on consistent like walks. Like I would walk around like my apartment complex. I would go walk around like places. I would go to the mall, or I would go to the grocery store. I would just like go to the store kind of like by like 2 weeks I was like able to kind of be a little bit more active than I was and stuff like that. So that's pretty much how that. And then the way I was sleeping, so pretty much it was like honestly so hard sleeping because I'm more of a side sleeper, so I like to sleep on my sides. Obviously I had like gotten my hips done and my ass done, so I couldn't like sleep on my sides that I wanted to sleep. So sleeping was hard as hell for me. It was so hard. I consistently had like neck pains because, you know, my body went from, you know, consistently sleeping on the sides to now, you know, sleeping on my stomach. So in the beginning, it was kind of hard. Like my pillows that I had, like they were comfortable pillows, but they weren't like that comfortable. So I had to do a couple tricks. So in the beginning, I was doing more of like, I would get one pillow and I would just lay my head on it, and then my stomach would just be like normal. But then I come to realize like that was causing me a lot of neck pain. So then I remember going to Target, and then from Target I remember buying like another more comfortable, like I guess expensive pillow. Like I spent like a pillow, like $30 on a pillow that just had like more cushion on it. And so pretty much I used that for my neck, and then the other pillow that I was using, I just used it for my stomach. So I did notice that me sleeping on like a bunch of pillows, but my whole body sleeping on a bunch of pillows, gave me less neck pain and made me more comfortable to sleep than not doing that. Because I remember just like knowing the fact that I have to go to sleep and my body was tired was so like, ugh, I gotta go to sleep, because of how comfortable I was the first 2 weeks sleeping. But now if I were to do it again, like I know what the trick is, and the trick is to like sleep on hella pillows, and my body's obviously used to it because I already kind of broke it into doing that, so it wouldn't be hard. Sitting on my butt. So obviously I had the booty pillow. So fun fact, another fun fact, when I left San Diego by like my 4th day post-op. So pretty much from San Diego to LA, I didn't drive. My friend Jamie drove because she lived in LA at the time. And then whenever she was in LA, then I had to drive from LA back to where I live over here right now, Modesto. And I was a 4-hour drive. And that's when I actually broke myself into the booty pillow and stuff like that. And that was comfortable, but I was very like in my head about it, because I was scared that like I don't know, I was just scared that like I would have my pillow like under my thighs, but I felt like under my thighs is gonna stop letting the blood veins blow to my butt, so I felt like my butt was gonna fly. I don't know, I was just in my head. So when I was driving, I had my booty pillow, and then I had a pillow on my back, and then I was just driving. But then I would obviously take like a lot of stops, so typically like that drive for me is only like 4 hours ish. Now that drive went from 4 hours to like 5.5 hours, because the consistent stops I was doing to let my body just kind of like flow around. So I would like kind of like drive and stop, walk around, drive and stop, walk around. So sitting on my butt wasn't really a problem for me, because I already, like I said, I was sitting on my butt for like kind of like 4 hours ish driving back home. So then when I did that, I started training my body, I want to say by like the 3rd week. I didn't consistently like sit on my butt, because there would be a couple times where I'm just kind of curious, like what is it gonna be like to sit on my butt. And I remember each time I would try, it felt like I had like 2 blocks in my butt, and it was just like sharpening in a way, like not a hurt sharpening, but it felt like just like a hard block in there that it wasn't healed. So I was like, okay. So what I started doing to get my body to like sitting back down like normal is I would sit down like on my thighs without my booty pillow. So on my chairs and my kitchen chair table chairs, I would kind of sit down like on the edge of it, and I would just sit there. So when I would eat, I was kind of like squatting, but I was like comfortably squatting, because I had my thighs on the chair. So my butt wasn't actually being touched by the chair. It was just mainly my thighs. So that's how I kind of got myself getting out of that like booty pillow thing. So that's pretty much how I did that. I wasn't able to fully sit on my butt like comfortably until like the 6th week. And I feel like the reason why I was able to kind of do it sooner than later was because I was already kind of trying to establish my body to like start doing normal things earlier than usual. Like I gave my actual self like those 2 weeks to really just like heal. But then after that, I was like, okay, like I need to like, I was like, I need to get my body like back going, because I gotta get myself back going. So I want to say I didn't start sitting down till like the 6th week. And then like moving and drinking, stuff like that. My doctor did recommend that, he was like, when you get back home, I recommend like all my patients to like right us away, like, like keep yourself active, like, like don't be sitting around just trying to heal. Like what's gonna heal you more and better and healthier is like you moving around. Like obviously don't do too much, but he was like, move around, clean around your house. So when I was kind of here like doing nothing, I would just kind of sit around, clean around, fix my room, or I was like kind of doing this Mamacita's Closet thing a little bit and stuff like that. So I was like keeping myself active. So that that's something I recommend, and that was my experience moving around. The massages, the lymphatic massages. Okay, so I have a good and a bad experience with the lymphatic massages. So I remember when I went in for my first massage, I want to say I went in by like my 8th or 9th day post-op, and I just remember how uncomfortable it was when I went the first massage. I literally felt so uncomfortable. I literally felt like I was getting the surgery again when she was doing the front area. I was in so much pain. Like didn't know. She told me, the lady told me, she was like, when you come in next time, always take 2 Tylenols, because it's going to be very uncomfortable from here on out. And I was like, okay. And I remember crying in there, and I just remember like feeling the fluids come out, and I was like, oh my God, it feels so gross. Like, I'm done with this shit. I'm so done with this BBL. I don't want it anymore. And I just remember it just being so uncomfortable, but it did feel good. It did feel great though. I remember everybody was like, but you're gonna feel so great afterwards, and I was like, am I though? It's so uncomfortable. But then after a while, I did that. I stopped doing the massages by like week 6, just because of the fact that like I felt like the office was trying to upsell me, but then I started to realize like later on down the road that the massages are actually very important and stuff like that. Especially, you guys are gonna see my results now and like why I know it's very important and stuff like that. Which I'm going to kind of start getting myself a massage every once a week now too, because I just feel like I need it. But yes, the massages are very important. Even though how uncomfortable they are, the massages are very important. So yes, I do recommend, like, if your office says like buy 10, buy 10, because even though you might be like done by 6 massages, maybe 3 weeks later you might want another massage because you feel like you just need it. Like, just do it. So because even my doctor was like, I feel like getting more than 8 massages is like doing too much, but I feel like massages are just very, 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 it's just, see it like this, like the massages are like, how can I explain the massages? The massages are just kind of like, when you get your, okay, let's say when you get your hair done, right? I never got my hair dyed blonde or anything like that, but you know, obviously I know if you get your hair dyed blonde, like, you got to keep up with it. So yeah, you know, it could be pretty and everything for like, what, let's say, I think like 3 to 4 months, but obviously here and there you're gonna have to go touch it up here and there to, like, you know, keep it updated. So that's kind of how I see the lymphatic massages. They're kind of like that, like, kind of like you just have to keep your body updated, keep the fluids going and stuff like that, just to like make everything, at least until you get to the 1 year mark, like cleanse and clear and like just there. So yeah, the massages were a nightmare, but you need them. When did I go back to normal? When did I go back to normal sleeping and sitting? So yeah, I didn't go back to normal to like sleeping and sitting and like moving around like really good. I felt like a normal person again until I want to say the second week of December. I want to say by the second week of December is when I was able to kind of like, no, not even the second week of December. I want to say like by but damn, was I still sleeping? Because he was here. Actually, I want to say I was normal by Thanksgiving. Because I remember I was sleeping on my sides so by Thanksgiving, I was kind of like feeling it. But when I actually felt more than comfortable, by December, and I got the surgery in August, so October, November, so by like the 3rd month, then I felt really more comfortable. So that's that. With moving around, sitting and sleeping like a normal person, I want to say it took me like 3 months to like actually get there. My overall thoughts and what I do it again. So my overall thoughts and what I do this procedure again, again, I have to realize that this procedure for me was not just a regular BBL, it was actually a skinny BBL, so I can expect a lot out of it than what I wanted. And was it worth it? Yes, it was worth it, because I am a little bit more enhanced than I was before. Like, the reason why I got the surgery in general was because my butt was always kind of like an insecure of mine, because I knew that my butt was I always knew I had a flat ass. Like, one problem for me was I had boobs growing up, but one thing I didn't have was an ass. So I knew eventually when I grew up as a teenager and like growing up, I was eventually going to get my butt done. Did I know if I was going to get it done this soon? No, but I knew eventually in my 20s, I would eventually have gotten my ass done. And I don't know, just saved up for it, had the money for it. So I was like, I'm going to just get this BBL. So would I do it again? Yes, I think I am going to plan for a round 2 by the end of this year. I'm probably going to I'm trying to find a doctor right now. I don't know if I'm going to go with my same doctor or if I'm going to go with someone else. I think I might, if I don't go with my same doctor, I'm probably going to go with the doctor in Miami. I'm thinking between 2 doctors. Just because of the fact that I didn't get really the results that I wanted. And then I look at my doctor's work and he's more towards the natural look. He's not really that like snatchability type of results that most of his clients get out of him. It's more of the natural effect. So I don't know, my main concern right now is just, and I'll show you guys in a little bit what my body looks like, is hips. I really want this effect, and my body's like, before it was like this, maybe it was a little curved but not that curved, but now my body's like this, but the hip dips are back in. But my butt before was like brr, brr. Now my butt's like brr. So I actually have that BBL effect, but it's not what I want. So I do plan on getting another BBL again, but I just don't know if I'm going to go with my same doctor or if I'm going to go somewhere else. I also thought about going like to Tijuana and all that because they're actually able to get more fat that you want, but I don't know. The one doctor that I really fell in love with over there is Dr. De Leon Campos, but like he doesn't have any type of like surgeries available because I remember he was the first doctor I was trying to like go for, and this was in 2021. He didn't have any surgery dates until 2023 for him, or it was another doctor under him, but I was like, okay, I want my surgery done with that doctor, not the doctor under him. So I was like, okay, I'm not gonna wait 2 years for my BBL. So I could just imagine now the wait list is probably like 2 to 3 years, so I'm not gonna do that. So that's my overall thoughts about it. I do complain a lot. Like some days I'm just like, oh my god, I hate my body, and then some days I'm like, you know what, I love it. One thing I will say, I'm now 7 months post-op. My body has gone down drastically. When I put my faja on, it does sculpt the crap out of me. Even though I'm 7 months post-op, I'm not as like snatched on my butt, and like I'm not as enhanced on my hips as I was before. But when I do put my faja on, it definitely does give me the effect of what I want. But I don't really have like that result that I really wanted. So I think the result that I really want is going to be around 2. And then if I don't even get it on around 2, like, you know what, I'll just be like, you know what, I tried it 2 times, didn't get what I want. I would be too scared to do round 3 by then, because I just hear the horror stories of like round 3 BBLs, and it's just like not the thing, and I just don't want to risk my life for this. So if anything, at that point, and like if I really don't get the results that I want, I'd probably just go for like ass implants at that point. So I do plan on doing it again. And pretty much, how much did I spend on this whole surgery? So pretty much I spent, the surgery itself was $9,000 in total. So like I said, I spent $1,000 for the deposit to get the surgery, to get the date, and to just, you know, get myself in there. So that was $1,000, and then I owed $8,000. But with everything that I purchased, the hotel, the hotel, the massages and all that, I want to say I spent another, like, in the fajas, because I went through like 3 other fajas on top of that. I want to say I spent about like, let's say like 3,000. So in total, I spent about $12,000 on the surgery. So that's pretty much my experience and everything about this BBL. So this is pretty much my results right after surgery. So this is my body now, as you can see. So I'll just give you a straight. So as you can see, I'm just more of like curvaceous. This is my stomach. Honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I haven't been eating really that good this past like 2.5 months. So this is why my stomach's like it's like flat, but it's like flabby kind of in a way. But I'm gonna start like going out of the gym and like start doing stupid phone thing. But anyway, so yeah, so that's that. But I'm just more now like here, like I said, I have more of like this effect going on here. Before, out of my surgery, I was literally like this. Like this was my body, and that's when I was like, damn, like I'm hella in love. But now I'm just like, what the hell is this? So yeah, my hip dips came back, but it's fine. But now my butt is it's more perkier. Before, my butt right here was just flatter. Now I actually have like a little lift going on here. So that's why I'm pretty happy with my butt. Like it's not too bad, you know. But yeah, so that's this little bad boy. So pretty much, yeah, those are my results. As you can see, that's kind of why I'm a little like happy and unhappy and frustrated. I don't know, it's kind of mixed emotions what I have about this surgery, to be honest with you. And I kind of think about like, damn, everything that I went through this and all the money I spent, like, is it actually really worth it? But then I also think, like, you know what, like, I did have a skinny BBL. I didn't have a lot of fat to work with to begin with, so I can't really complain. And the girls that I've seen like on Instagram and stuff, like I'm gonna be honest with you guys, the person that honestly like really inspires me, like her body wise, not her body now, but like when she was first coming up, was Kylie Jenner's. Maybe that's something I should have gave my doctor, and I actually didn't, because like when I went to my doctor, I clearly told him, I was like, look, like I don't really care for an ass, I just really want this hip effect. and I just want a little bit of a plump on my butt, because I eventually thought, like, you know what, I could just get ass implants afterwards. I just really want this hip thing going on, and I want that to actually be my actual fat, because later on in life, maybe if I don't want a hip butt, like, maybe I could just, you know, just take the implants out and I'm done. But like one person that like I really like aspire her body was Kylie's. When she first came out, not like her body now, but like her body when she was like 17. Like, I don't know if you guys remember when she first came out with like the lips and everything like that. I really liked her body then, because like it was plumped, but it wasn't like as plumped as it is now. And then obviously like she's just obviously has bigger thighs because she had now 2 kids. But when she was 17, like dating Tyga and all that, and still and first starting out with that Kylie whatever the fuck she does now, the makeup shit. I really liked her body. Like, it was really nice. Like, one picture that looks really nice on her was, I think it was a photo for Tyga or something like that, but she had like blue body paint all over her. And I was like, damn, like I hella like her body. Like, it's hella nice. Like, I feel like, yeah, it's a little bit too much, but it's like, it's not like, it's like, and that's what I wanted. Like, I wanted that just like plump. So yeah, but I'm gonna go for round 2. So if you guys want to keep updated with that, if you want more videos, just comment down below, let me know. And yeah, that is my experience of getting a skinny BBL.